Good afternoon. First, want to say thank you to everyone here, to the teachers for the amazing amount of work that you have put in since last spring into your research and developing your units, to the university faculty who supported all of these teachers, not only in the development of your seminars, but also the one-on-one and group support that you provide to the teachers as they're working their way through. To the staff from the districts, especially those of you who are here for the first time, for being here alongside the teachers. One of the things we talked about in our school officials meeting yesterday is that sometimes it's hard to really see what's going on for teachers until you hear them present on the Friday morning of this conference, and you hear their students talk about their experiences, and that it's so powerful to be in this room with all of you and to hear about what is actually the magic that's happening in your classrooms as a result of your participation in this program. You know, right now in our current socio-political climate that's going on, it is an impossible time to be a teacher. And in Oklahoma, it is incredibly, maybe triply impossible to be a teacher. And so in all of this, the work that is in front of us is to really professionalize the experience of our teachers, to do everything that we can do to demonstrate how we value them for not only the time and the commitment and the love that they give our students, but actually their the teacher's academic and pedagogical skill that comes to bear every single day to meet the needs of their students. We also need to continue to really think about how are we retaining our teachers. In Tulsa, over the last few years, we've had to bring in more and more new teachers on emergency certifications, and what we're finding now is a gap between teachers who are in their first through third year of teaching, who were desperately trying to both train up and retain, and then teachers who are veteran experienced teachers who in all reality are carrying, our schools forward and really supporting their principals and keeping, I said to someone, keeping the wheels on in some ways. And so how do we really support and retain those teachers in this work that they love, but in this work that has become so hard, not only because of the challenges that students come with when they come to our buildings, but also because of everything else that is often outside of our doors and outside of our control. And that's what I find is really unique about this opportunity, both here in New Haven and then also, as Eric shared, we were able to have a year of a local institute in Tulsa. The opportunity for teachers to deep dive into content is actually something that's pretty rare. Whether you were traditionally trained, university training for teacher preparation, or alternatively trained, the training is really on how to sort of do the mechanics of school, not how to really invest students deeply in a love of all of the content that you have to learn. And often, I spent the last 8 years working in the curriculum and instruction side of the house, and often one of the things we talk about is that, we don't want teachers to have to feel like they have to be curriculum writers. And the reason we say that is because look at how much time and energy you put into developing that unit. And if we were asking every teacher to do that all the time, without the protected time and the time that you gave up from your families and your homes to do this, that's untenable. But one of the things that we need to do is to figure out how we make these experiences something that teachers can tap into periodically across their career to keep them rejuvenated, to keep them connected to new content or expanded learning about content, or as I heard some folks say today, reaching in to address some of the things that maybe challenge them, like some deep understanding of fractions, right? How do we lean into those spaces and then bring that back to our students? And all of that work really ties in to the framework that we call our Tulsa Way for Teaching and Learning about the importance of relationships, relevance, and rigor. And what I see every year that I've been here, I first came in 2014, is teachers who build a deep relationship with the content that they've studied, who also find ways to make that content deeply relevant for their students and do it at a really high level of rigor, such that I think without putting grade levels on some of your units, I think we all have colleagues who would say, oh, that must be a middle school unit. And then we've got a second grade teacher saying, what? Like, we do that in second grade because we know what our kids are capable of, and we see how our students rise to the occasion when we give them that opportunity. I think the last time I was here and spoke to this group, we actually were just about to launch our local institute. I believe that's right. And we're getting close again, and we're hopeful that next year when we're here, we'll tell you all about how we're getting teachers registered into our local institute. But our time together as a team today has really focused on how do we continue to spread the word, how do we continue to help teachers and school leaders really understand what this experience is, what the benefit is for teachers, sort of what's the value add that makes it worth the time and energy that you put into this. And we know that the best way for us to do that is to get these folks in front of more teachers. And so we're looking at ways to host open houses, to use our technology. I'm trying to talk a few of them into making some videos of themselves, to really share with other teachers about what happens when teachers invest in what's interesting to them and then are able to bring that into their classroom and connect with what's interesting to students. So again, I thank all of you for being here, for sharing with all of us what you are learning and what you have learned, and just say, please have a wonderful rest of the year and know that all of us are rooting for you. Thank you.